In this next video, I'm going to talk about the right wrist, top of backswing. Keep watching. Okay, let's talk about this right wrist, top of backswing. This is really key at the top of the backswing. If you can get this right, it'll make a huge difference in your backswing and your overall swing and helping you play more consistent golf. So let's get stuck straight into it. So the right wrist, what's an ideal sort of position we should be aiming for at the top of the backswing? Because I still see golfers getting this wrong every single week. So what I see most golfers doing, if I'm set up to a ball here, at the top of our backswing, this position here, drop a comment down below if you think this looks familiar to what you might be doing. You'll see my right wrist here is quite flat, sitting on top of the left. My right elbow is flared right out, club is pointing right across the line. I'm in a really awkward position then to make my downswing and make any sort of decent contact with the ball. Now that typically results in a lot of slices, pulls straight left, depending on what the club face is doing at impact, just by having that right wrist too flat at the top of your backswing. Now I've spoken about previously about the need to have a flat lead wrist. If you get a flat lead wrist, the right wrist will automatically get into this beautiful cup position, which is what we want at the top of the backswing. So ideally what you want to be aiming for, and this will be slightly different for everyone, but it's a general guideline. As you get to the top, you want that right wrist to be sitting under the left and the palm sort of somewhere up towards the sky. Not necessarily straight up, but definitely in that upward sort of direction. So if I take my hand off the club there, it's in that sort of position there. If I get rid of the club, and I'll show you. So jump out of your chair, and all you have to simply remember, this is just one small key, but it's really powerful, is when you turn your backswing, feel like you're balancing a tray or a plate or something in your hand. I've heard the analogy in golf holding a waiter tray at the top of your backswing, and if I've got a little plate here, as you make your turn, feel like you're able to balance that in the air. And look what happens when I do that. My elbow's pointing towards the ground. I've got my elbow and my right shoulder in a really nice spot. And you're just supporting the club really nicely at the top of the backswing. Now if you can do that, automatically that keeps your left wrist flat. I'll show you that. As we swing back, you see automatically I've got a flat lead wrist. I've got that nice cupping in that right. We're in a really strong position, top of our backswing, which will flow onto the rest of your swing. So, and that'll avoid any of you that might suffer from over the top shots, slices. Notice your divot's pointing left. This could be a really big key, just the position of that right wrist. So I'll just quickly show you as the face on angle, just something at a different view at it. So as I go back, so you can see there, once again, right wrist pointing right up here, supporting the club. Nice position. That club face will remain a lot squarer at the top, whereas when you get that right wrist flat, club face will tend to either close or really open, just depending on your grip tendencies. But if you can get that club face, that palm, that right wrist cupped, that will help you keep the club face square at the top. Many good things happen from that. So let me know if you have any questions or comments about that, or if you think that's something you're doing. But that slight little feeling at the top of your backswing will make a huge difference and help you play more consistent golf. Thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon. Click and watch the video on your screen now. It's going to go into more detail about cupping of that left wrist at the top of the backswing, which ties in really well with this video. If you want to learn how to play amazing golf, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any other further questions or comments, please let me know. I will reply to every single one of you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.